Hello everyone, Moo here with another gameplay video for the Mobius Final Fantasy game. This time I kind of want to go into a little bit more detail about how the cards work, how the elemental affinities work, how you can manipulate them during the gameplay, and I figured I should do this video regardless, just to give you a little bit more of the fundamentals regarding how to actually play the game. Now this isn't going to be super in depth, but it's kind of a base just to get you started and kind of point you in the right direction with the things you kind of need to take a look at. So let's see here. The first thing that you want to do, and as we mentioned yesterday, once you get that job that you really want and that you want to focus on, when you go to the cards menu, which is the place where you'll be spending most of your time, you're going to want to create a deck for that job. So once you click on deck, you're going to see basically your job and the 4 cards you can add to your deck. Now, the cards you're going to want to add are going to want to basically function really well with the elements that are associated with your job. So if you see to the left of the character, the little Viking guy here, you're going to see that his elements are wind, rock, and what is this one again? It's dark energy, right? So when you go to your cards list, you're going to want to pick cards that have this element, and also, if you can, the weapon type that is associated with the job. Now, if you've played Final Fantasy VII, you are familiar with the materia system, the best Final Fantasy game ever made, in my opinion, of course. And the cards are essentially, they function in the same way as the materias did in Final Fantasy VII. Essentially, you plug them into your job or your character, and that's going to give you, additional skills. It's going to increase the type of skill seed you can farm, and things of that nature. So as you can see, you have 4 card slots here. The first one is special because whatever card you insert in the first slot is going to gain experience 2.6 times faster than the others. Now, if you're starting a new card, or if you just got a brand new level 5 card and you want to level that up, it's probably a good idea to plug it into that slot so you can level it up a little bit quicker. And the reason that is also important is because the level of the cards, as you can see, the cards have their own level. And my Onion Knight is level 18, and then these other cards are level 6, 1, and 4. Their level actually affects the level of your character. So you can see the Viking's level is level 29 here, right? But let's trade this level 1 card for my level... where is it? Let's see here. Let's plug this one in. So now my Vikings level is level 41 because the level of this card is significantly higher than the other one. So not only are you leveling up your own character or your job, but you're also leveling up the levels of your cards and your deck, and they synergize together to give you the overall package, so to speak. Now, I chose this card on purpose because you can see that there is a yellow caution sign flashing here, and the reason that is because this is a fire card, and as you can see, your elements here, you do not have a fire affinity. That means when you are in battle, you do not generate fire gems or fire orbs, so you can't actually make use of this ability. Now, you can still equip it if it gives you a certain number of skill seed for a certain type. As you can see, the skill seed by color is here. and how much is created by the deck. Now, if you are using it specifically for the skill seed, it will still generate skill seed for you, but you have to remember that if you can't use this card, you are effectively reducing your potency for your job by 25% because only 3 out of the 4 cards are going to be useful to you during battle. That being said, if your character is sufficiently strong and you're just looking to farm skill seed, you can more than definitely equip, one of these cards that don't fit just to generate that skill seed. And that basically covers kind of like the basics of the cards. The other thing I want to go into real quick is, let me just find that level 3 sort by rarity, okay? Which one was it? Oh, this guy. So I just got this. This is a level 3, or rather a rarity 3 card, and I want to level him up. And I am looking to generate a ton of wind and dark seeds, so that is why I equipped these cards in this particular order. And the other thing I should mention is there's a different type of a non-element type card, which is this heart type. This is essentially a support group, and they either do things like heal you, or they provide boosts to your attack power or booster time or things of that nature. It's essentially usable with every job because it is a support skill and it doesn't have one of these 3 specific elements that each job comes with. But there's another thing that you should be aware of, because when you are starting with this game, it's a little bit confusing as to how the fusing of the cards and the card augmentation works. Now, fusing is pretty straightforward. Let's pick a really basic card here. So this card right here, let's say we want to fuse a bunch of cards into this. So let's change it as our base card, and then you can go here and select which cards you want to fuse into it. And as you can see, the fusing is also dependent on the element. So the card we chose is this one, correct? So that has the fire element. And now if we look at other cards that have the fire element, you can see that besides experience, they have a percentage sign underneath the card. Now, what that refers to is your ability to level this card up. So let's choose 2 crappy cards that I have no use for, so you can see what that means. So we're going to select this. This has a 60% chance by itself, so we want to make sure that it's 100% chance that this is going to work. So we're going to select 2 of these and press OK. And now you see that we have a 100% chance to successfully fuse these crappy cards into this card that we want to upgrade. And when you fuse this card, you will generally also increase the maximum level that the card can achieve, which again in turn reflects the level of your job or your character. But also, every time you successfully fuse a card, you're going to gain a skill seed value here. So whenever you use this card, it's going to generate 2 additional skill seed for the red skill seed type, right? So that is why you want to fuse all your crappy level 1 cards that you have like 20 different copies. You want to use those to fuse into the good cards you have, increase their level, increase their skill seed production, and that is going to definitely help you out. It's going to make you stronger, and you're going to be able to upgrade your cards a lot quicker, and also upgrade your job skills, your character skills. So if we go back to cards and decks, you can see there's a skill panel button here. If you press on that, you will see that the jobs or your characters have additional skills that you can boost up. Now, as you can see, if I click on this one, I need 200 skill seed to unlock this ultimate level up. And currently I only have 59, so that is why if we go back here, you'll see that I'm trying to gain as much of the dark skill seed as I can. Currently it's at 20, because I do want to be able to upgrade this guy and eventually unlock his second panel. And if we change my job to the dragon type here, you can see that his I already got to skill 3, and you can see how much more of the skill seed you're going to need as you progress through the panels. So generating that skill seed and upgrading it through the fusing of the cards is super important, and it's good to know about it when you start the game, because you will be accumulating a ton of level 1 cards that you can use as materials to fuse. And there's also augmenting your cards. You will only enable this option after you finish chapter 1, and essentially this lets you boost the rating of your cards, the star rating, that is. I'm not really going to go too much into this because it's a little bit further down the road, and you're going to need specialized materials to make use of that to bump up your card star rating. But let's do a quick game here, and I'll show you exactly what I mean by using the elemental affinities in a game. Oh, and don't forget to press this button here. You want to collect your resource. This is your main, what is it called here? The Magicite. I keep forgetting that name. This is the main currency in this game. You want to make sure that you click that whenever you're logging in. It does give you 16 hours and a half before it's fully recharged, so you can you can sleep. Don't worry about it. You don't have to wake up 4 hours and to collect your Magicite before it reaches the cap. But make sure to collect that so you don't lose out, and that's pretty important, because the Magicite translates into buying new jobs, buying new abilities, unlocking things in the game, so you definitely want to have a good supply of that. But let's do a quick game here. So you can see that in this game there's a fire lizard, and that's fine because our job's affinity is in fire, rock, and water, so we can use water to attack the fire, which they counter one another, and we can also use our fire affinity to create a fire shield so that the fire lizard's attack is not going to be as damaging to us. So let's get straight into that game. And let's see which card I want to rent here. As I mentioned in the previous video, these ones are completely free. You basically get to borrow a card from another player to augment your own deck for one game only. I'm going to choose this one, as I like having haste on my abilities, and it tells you what the ability does too. So it grants extra actions for several turns, so always good to have extra actions. You can pump out more damage when you can attack more frequently. So let's jump right into the fight here. So we can see that this guy has fire affinity. Now every time we attack him, you can see that we generate gems here at the top. And these are the orbs, and they correspond to the skills you have on the side. So you have 2 fire here, you have 2 fire here, 3 water, 2 earth, and you have 3 for your support skills, such as haste, which we will use now, and we will continue to pound on this guy. So now that we have some fire gems, we want to basically use them and create an elemental resistance to fire. So if he does have a chance to attack before we totally destroy him, which we will do right now, you will take significantly less damage. And during these fights, you do want to keep an eye out for if they're charging a specific skill, like a big attack that's coming, you definitely want to use those elemental resistances before they do that, so that when they do attack you with their giant attack, it's going to do very little damage compared to what it otherwise would have. Um, so you saw that we did a ridiculous amount of damage to this guy with our water attack, the Lesser Blizzaga, because he is a fire-based creature, and the water counters fire, and we again can use our fire to generate a shield, and then use water to attack him where he is weak, and basically destroy him. So I hope that gave you kind of an idea of how the cards work with the skills, how they interact with your job and your character when you're actually in the game. You can see the skill seed generating here based on the card values that you have selected and what type of skill seeds your cards can create for you. And that basically is how the game works in a nutshell. Remember, fusing and augmenting the cards is pretty important. The augmenting thing, you don't really need to worry about it, especially if you're a free-to-play player. It's going to take some time for you to accumulate those materials. But the fusing thing, definitely keep on top of that. And, I assume you guys are going to look into, how the game works a little bit. Maybe Google some stuff up. And once you decide on the job and all that good stuff, you're going to kind of get an idea of, the kind of cards you might want to use to create a deck with. There's no bad cards in this game. They're all really good. They obviously vary in power based on their level, their star rating, things like that. But you can take any card, you can fusion it up to its max, you can boost it up, you can augment it to increase its star rating to max. So you are hard pressed to make poor decisions in this regarding your deck. Obviously, there are some combinations that are going to be far more effective than others, but you got to play a little bit, you got to experiment, you got to Google, and if all else fails, I'm always here. Please do ask me whatever questions you may have, and I will help you with your research, and I will most likely post a video response of some sort to help you out and show you the right direction to go in. But that is basically kind of what I wanted to tell you guys about the card system in here, the skill seeds, the fusion, just the general gameplay and how it all synergizes together. And I hope this was really helpful for you guys. And again, please do let me know if you have any questions, if you have any comments or video requests. Please leave all of that in the comment section below. And I really appreciate you guys watching this video, and see you guys soon.